The Uniparty Convention! It's a Uniparty.
A lot of people in the United States that need mental health.
Our involvement in foreign wars, making things worse is costing us money.
The only benefit is for Raytheon and all of our big war manufacturing companies.
How you doing, man? I love this, man. You made it yourself?
Yeah.
You gonna go inside? Are you gonna leave this outside?
No, they're not gonna let me go inside with this.
Oh, so you're just hanging.
I came here to woo the crowd and show off a little.
You know, election happens. Trump is elected. Republicans sweep the House and Senate. What do you want to see Republicans do day one in office?
Get rid of the rhinos.
Get rid of the rhinos. Republicans in name only.
Fire all the liberals and fire all the rhinos.
Fire all the liberals. Okay. And then what do you want to see him do about, like, the economy?
Well, I think that already speaks for itself. We've seen what he did before. I know he'll do it again and do better.
What do you want to see him do? Healthcare.
Well, I'd like to see mental health be addressed, number one. There's a whole lot of people in the United States that need mental health, and there's no mental health available for people. They walk the streets every day without medicine.
That's true. You know what? It sounds kind of like nationalized healthcare for all.
I'm not completely health care for all because it doesn't give people incentive to work. You know, I know a lot of people. I live in a poor area, and people living off the system, and they'd rather do that than go to work because it's so easy. I've worked hard my whole life.
Well, how do we get mental health care for all then?
Pardon?
But then how do we get mental health care for all?
Well, I guess if we had to go with what you said, we would go all the way, but people need mental health.
But it's not nationalized health care for all, but
If national health care included good mental health for these people in this country, I'm all for it. Maybe
fair
I
enough.
my mind a little bit, but
you know what? You're welcome to change your mind. It's America. Thank you for that.
it costs me a lot of money to come to these events.
Yeah.
I'm a working man. I give up a day's pay. I pay for the signs. You know.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's just say Donald Trump has won the election. Red wave, House and Senate. What do you want to see Trump do his first day in office?
All the good things that he always do. He always do good things.
First thing that I want him to do is to close the border. Second thing is I want him to just lower the inflation of this country that's really, really high right now.
How is he going to lower the inflation?
Well, I guess by, that's a good question.
According to this chart, what is the biggest driver of inflation?
It would be corporate profits.
And what is that percentage?
It is 54%, and that number does stay that level of high if you update that number to more recent numbers as well.
So over half of the increased prices people are paying are coming from increases in corporate profits.
Yeah.
What do you want to see with regards to all this climate change stuff?
I don't believe in the climate change stuff. That's something that the Democrats have created.
What about for like education?
I believe that they shouldn't make the students pay back, for the loans.
Well, so student debt relief.
Yeah, exactly, correct.
What do you want to see the Republicans do first day in office?
Our involvement in foreign wars, making things worse is costing us money.
So no more money to Israel, no more money to Ukraine.
I would say no more money. If they need our help, if they're where they say, hey, we're getting our butts kicked, we need your help. Okay, awesome. But sometimes they can kick butt on their own. They don't need no one's help. If they're asked for it, obviously they're our friends. We'll give it to them. But I don't think we should be imposing, here's some weapons, here, at our, cost.
At our cost. So Trump has won re-election. What would you like to see happen?
We would want to see a federal and national ban on abortion.
Federal
so that
ban.
would be the end goal, yes, and have all of the pro-life bills be pro-life at conception. As far as the GOP is concerned, I think what we're seeing is not enough conversation as far as what a federal ban looks like in our party. We're seeing that a lot of candidates are really divided on the issue, and so we're here to make a statement, spread awareness that we need to go back to those unapologetic pro-life views that Trump had held that high standard before.
What do you want to see Trump do?
Fire them all. Everyone.
Rhinos?
Everyone. You fire them. They come back in, they apply for the job, and they got to have the skills, the qualification, not their color, not their sex, not their perverted sex, none of that. They're not even qualified for the jobs. They just happen to be black, or they happen to be gay, happen to be a lesbian black person. That's not qualifications, but that's what it is right now.
What do you want to see Trump do his first day in office?
Let the J6s out. Let the J6s out. All these political prisoners. Shut down the FBI. They can't be fixed. It is ruined. It is dirty.
What are we going to do about law enforcement then? With just local police?
It needs to be redone, completely redone. Epstein Island, FBI went in there. What did they do? Oh, to collect evidence? No, they went to clean up a crime scene.
Reform or abolishment, like how do you think the best way to move forward is? If it's so corrupt right now.
Oh, it's definitely corrupt. On a federal level. Huh?
I agree.
Yeah.
What do you want to see happen first day in office?
I want to see them send massive support of law enforcement and military to our borders, both Canadian and others. And also I want to see more people out on the waters, protecting the waterways. That's the first and foremost. The second, I'll give you three if you don't mind. First is that...
Give as many as well. You give me 20.
First one is that. The second one, I think I would like to see is I'd like them to put together a legal panel, a legal group of people to in-depth go after all of the crimes committed by Democrats, and also look at any crimes committed by even Republicans, because we need to make sure that everyone is held accountable. I'm all for that. It doesn't matter what party you're on.
Listen, you broke the law of our oath of office, go to jail.
Yes, and then
the Democrat, Republican, go for it.
Yes, and the third and most important thing I want to see.
I mean, even if Trump broke the law,
exactly,
he should go to jail.
I agree on that.
I mean, hey, fair and balanced.
Exactly, fair. I am a fan.
You got to enforce all the laws.
Even Trump. I do agree with that. We need to make sure that all of our teachers, we need to set up a specific fund to make sure that all of our teachers don't lose. Thank you. We love you. We need to make sure that all the teachers don't lose their place to live, so they can continue teaching for our children. And that same fund should also be able to...
No, wait, I like that. Wait,
Thank
so
you.
it's a fund, it's a national fund for our teachers so that they can secure proper housing.
At least an emergency fund at the very least to make sure that they don't lose housing. And that same fund should also go for making sure that all children, regardless of their status in this country, are able to get nutrition. First and foremost, I know what it's like. I've suffered a lot in my lifetime nutrition-wise, so I believe in making sure our teachers and our children are taken care of.
The Republicans are doing this. I call them rhinos. They're not real Republicans. They're doing this thing where they're cutting school lunch program for little kids.
That's completely unacceptable.
Do we like what Biden is doing with Israel?
Definitely not.
What would you like to see him do?
Israel is one of our biggest allies to,
So we should give them weapons. We should continue to sell them weapons.
Of course, we should continue
Because
helping
a lot of
Israel.
these people on the left are like so mad that we're continuing to give Israel weapons.
I think that we should. I think that we should help out the Israelis. We should give them weapons.
What do you want to see him do with Israel?
Like peace for Israel, help stop that war.
Oh, yeah.
Even because my son is in the army.
You don't want your son going to war.
I don't. I mean, he's there, and I'm proud of him.
Do you want him? You don't want him going to Ukraine or Israel? You don't want him going anywhere.
I wish, yeah. If he can try to avoid that, like he always do.
What do you want to see Trump do with regards to Israel-Palestine?
There is no benefit for war. The only benefit is for Raytheon and all of our big war manufacturing companies, because they make money every time there's a war. If you want to learn something really good, if you've ever seen the movie Air America with Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch the very
Robert Downey Jr. and Mel Gibson.
And did you watch the very end of it? And it tells you this is a true story. The CIA bought a defunct airline out of Laos or whatever. They then made it Air America. They were running our government, our military was running drugs, running weapons, and
They were subsidizing drug traffickers because those people were against the communists.
By them doing that and all the drugs that filtered into our soldiers, they are responsible for the drug deaths of these soldiers.
Opioid epidemic back in Vietnam.
On the foreign policy, the only thing I can say about Trump, he's got balls. He will not back down. He will stand up. They know he will push the button.
How do you think Trump would handle the Israel-Palestine conflict?
It would have never happened.
Yeah, they wouldn't have messed with it.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't. Hamas would not have done anything to Israel because Trump was around.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And so what do you want to see? Like, what's missing right now from this conflict from in terms of how it's being dealt with.
He's giving, Gaza money thinking it's going to go to like humans, but really Hamas is stealing the money and then they shoot more rockets at us. So the whole thing's very complicated.
If we're going to put on my aluminum hat,
Yeah.
they knew that they were going to fly in or do whatever they were going to do. Let's say they didn't know. Let's say Mossad. They invented the spy game, and they have some of the most sophisticated equipment. You have a cat walking by that fence, and it alerts them.
Yeah.
I think they knew, or they got some kind of warning that they were flying in. They let it happen. They let it happen in order to justify everything that is going on now, so they can go in and just destroy them. Because there's major hate on both sides. Both sides. They're both. You know what? They both need Jesus.
I like the flags.
Why Nicki Minaj?
Well, Nicki Minaj is one of my is one of my favorite artists, and
Do we know if she likes Trump?
well,
She does now.
she does now. Yeah, definitely.
She's non-party affiliated now because she left the party,
Yeah.
and that's the Democrat Party doesn't like her, and it's a great way to lead by example of unity. Hey, I'm willing to have a Democrat also with the ticket. Prior to that, Trump will give too much fuel to the fire for the opposition to divide the country. Oh, look what Trump said. Oh, look how mean he is. Look at that, And I came across a lot of my friends who will get so angry if you spoke about Trump or it had this reaction in them that I've never seen before. I've never seen this divide before.
The vice presidential debate tonight across town.
For
The GOP debate.
the GOP debate.
I call it the vice presidential debate.
It could happen. It could be one of the picks.
I mean, none of them are coming anywhere near Trump. What do you think of Vivek?
Like a lot of things he says. I like him. If he could have some sort of cabinet position, if ever he came to that, that would be awesome.
So his biggest platform that everyone's talking about is how he wants to raise the voting age and institute a civics test.
Raise the voting age to
24 or 25.
25? I haven't
and
heard that.
Institute a civics test.
A civic tax?
Civics test.
A test. Oh, civics test. In order to vote, I would say that's extreme. Even idiots have the right to vote.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're
it's
informed,
America.
awesome. If you're not, there has to be cuts in spending, of course. Our national debt's crazy. Crazy. It's not going to lead to anything good. So we need to reverse
These
that.
billionaires.
No, because I would say the billionaires are not all corrupt. There's some billionaires that will do good things for the sake of the country. Hello, we got a billionaire right here. He's going to be here tonight. He's doing good things for the country.
What's another billionaire that's...
I like Elon Musk. I like what he's doing.
yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I like also Jeff Bezos. I like the fact that he's using Cape Canaveral in order for space explorations. So, I guess surplus of money in the hands of the good ones. I think it will make it more difficult for us to have a just society and, not socialism.
Thank you.
The rallies I've been to.
Oh,
This is my 7th.
Oh, you're 7th?
Yeah.
Are you 7th pre-election or post-election?
I believe that the rallies was after the election, but we started doing the Stop the Steal rallies and
The steal.
all of that stuff, yeah.
So right now, across the Miami, is the GOP debates, or as I like to call it, the vice presidential debates.
Oh, I wouldn't pick any of them for vice president either. Oh,
Really?
hell no.
What about Vivek?
No, look up his history. He received money from, I don't know if it was the WEF or the WHO. He's received money from those organizations. They're just putting a plant in somebody who they think will be attractive because he's not Trump. He doesn't have the backbone. He doesn't have the balls. He doesn't
Who's a
have
good
the
VP
knowledge.
pick, in your opinion?
I would say John F. Kennedy Jr., but most people think he's
You mean
dead.
RFK Jr. or wait, no, JFK Jr.
JFK Jr., yes.
So he didn't die in the plane crash.
No. Do you know what was happening at the exact time his plane crashed?
Tell me everything.
He was running for the Senate seat against Hillary. Oh, imagine that. His plane crashed while he was running for office against Hillary. She's got a big body count.
Yeah, it's that I didn't know.
I was at Mount Rushmore when Trump was there July 3rd, 2020, and there are many people high up. One of them happened to work with Melania for the child sex trafficking, David Strait, and he has said, which the backlash if he was lying would be more than it would be worth for him to make this claim, but they were all there at the event we were at. They said, along with Gene Ho, who is now the editor of George, and Donald Trump Jr., and John F. Kennedy Jr. were in the helicopter, and they lit him off on top of Mount Rushmore. I have a picture of it.
Well, what about RFK? You don't like him?
You know, he had a comment before about he agreed with the government taking over control of our utilities. Say like, the power grid was overloading.
Yeah.
They can go in and shut down your hot water heater.
So we don't trust RFK.
No.
What do you want to see Republicans do about all this whole climate change stuff?
It's a crock. All this electric vehicles is a joke. These people that are buying these electric cars, a battery when it goes out is $26,000. The rest of us people cannot afford that. The people can't afford the car, much less the dang battery. Their whole plan, along with the WF and the UN,
World Economic Forum,
is to take away our cars because they don't want us to have it.
Do you think Biden's not doing enough drilling?
That ain't even Biden. Look at his pictures. Look at it. Look at his ears. It's not even the same person.
Oh, wait. No, tell me that. Wait.
Okay, look at a side-by-side picture of like 20 years ago and look at now. His earlobes, one of them is attached and the other is detached. 20 years ago, they were both detached. Look at his ears. Look at his face. A couple weeks ago, he went like this during one of the things and his chin just kind of like went to goo. Another time they were doing a...
You're saying he's reptilian or...
Got mask. It's mask. Our government's been using masks for a long time. Look at all the movies. He went like this and it just kind of wrinkled up and then it came back down. There was a lady who works for the government that was in charge of doing the mask, and she said she went into a meeting with Obama in a full mask. Nobody ever knew it wasn't that person. They thought it was that person. So they can do it. Nobody's who they appear to be in a lot of these things, but they're all installed.
I was like, it can't be just us. No one's protesting this?
They're probably floating around. That's a good question.
Around here, that's all.
Where's everyone
I
else?
have no idea. Well, there was what one officer was telling me until she found out I knew the law very well, because she was like, you can't be over here, you can't be over there. We set up an area only for the First Amendment, and I said no. And I
Where's the First Amendment area?
so he's smart. He's like, well,
That's
where's
all.
so because there is an area that the one officer said on like 15th or something.
Yeah. Wait, we just got here. Where's the debate happening?
Huh?
Where's the debate happening?
Come on, like you don't know?
It's in there?
The Uniparty Convention! Woo!
The Uniparty.
Support the military-industrial complex! Yeah! Send your kids to protect somebody else's borders and leave ours wide open! Woo!
There's a MAGA rally. Why aren't you with Trump? I just came from there.
You just came from there?
Yeah, I just came from there.
It's too late. Too late for me. I've been to just about all his rallies before when he was a candidate. Figured I'd come out here and show some support for my brother Enrique Tarrio, Miami native, political prisoner, that they gave him 22 years and he wasn't even there. And Ray Epps was saying we gotta go into the Capitol. Huh? He's a plant. He's a plant. So Uniparty. Any mainstream media to me is, I don't even watch TV anymore. These are tough questions, and I'm sorry, I don't have the answer to them.
Where's everyone at?
I guess everyone's at the Trump thing. We need to worry about this here first before we start worrying about everybody else.
So no more money to Israel.
No more money to anybody. That's it. Close it up. Who's helping us out? Who's helping the American people out? This is like become like the job fair to the world. Come on in. Oh, you're having a tough time? We'll give you money. That's right there. It's like, that's a whole new one world kind of thing. The UN.
I just came from the rally over there. You didn't go to the rally?
I know. I was on both his campaigns in the past, and I'm on his campaign now. So I wanted to come down here to persuade, or at the very least, as I call it, educate all the Republicans here about why Trump
rhinos.
should be. Yes, the rhinos. That's the proper term for at least
I call
one.
it the VP debate.
That's what I told one of the other stations today, is that this way he can look to see who's the best vice president, which personally I'm rooting for Tim Scott.
Tim Scott?
Yeah, Tim Scott. Nikki Haley's really good, but Tim Scott definitely. I was a fan of Vivek, but I saw that one of his books he wrote, he had talked negatively about Trump.
Vivek wants to raise the voting age to 25 and institute a civics test.
As incompetent as it seems society is, I don't believe that would be necessary. The only thing we really need, the thing that would make the biggest difference is voter IDs laws. We need to have voter IDs. If you have to have an ID for a license, driver's license, or even to come over to this country and be a citizen, then you should have one to vote.
You think more people should be allowed to vote or less people?
I just think that everyone, and everyone should be allowed to vote if you're a citizen. The thing when it comes to criminal penalties, people will say that if you're a convicted felon that you lose the right to vote. Personally, I think that if that's the way the law was before a person committed a crime and then they are a convicted felon, then they know that they lost their opportunity to vote. However, if they want to change that and say, yes, you can vote as long as you pay any fines and fees you owe to the county or the state or whatever, then I'm all for that. So I'm all for everyone being able to
make
vote.
mistakes.
Yes, and I'm all for love and compassion and opportunity.
Yeah, and
as long as you're a citizen. Sorry.
As long as you.
And this is a great thing. This is something I thought of 2 ideas. These are great ideas, and I actually came up with this on my own. And I'm actually trying to pitch it very hard to a lot of wealthy people.
Yeah.
When it comes to the homeless population, I have a great idea. Make this happen. This is going to be incredible. It could be done by the county, the city, the state, or any wealthy entrepreneur could do this and say, you know what? Let's first start. Let's say Southwest Miami-Dade County, or just Miami-Dade. Period. Build 2 apartment buildings. Put everything in their TVs. Give them a cell phone, give them a laptop, food, clothing, everything that everybody else has, like a normal regular person. But this is the thing. We're going to teach them to do day trading or Forex trading, give them the skills to do online stuff, or if they want to, you can sell stuff on Amazon, whatever. Give them a way to make money that way, because a lot of people won't get a job because they haven't worked in a long time or they have a criminal background. Give everyone a chance. And then this is the thing. The money that they make, they give half to the person. If it's an entrepreneur, you want to make a business, you make money, I make money, you live free rent, that's it. And we can get people off the street. And then the only thing is those who do have severe mental illnesses should definitely be sought after and given, and I hate to use the word, but forced the mentally ill people into getting treatment. Because at the very least, we know that they're going to be bathed and then fed and have a roof over their head and not on the street.
Otherwise, it becomes everyone else's.
Because I've offered people food and money that would rather eat out of a trash can, and those people are clearly mentally ill.
Yeah.
And the saying I like to go with anything, if anyone is going to quote me ever on anything, I tell them to always quote me on this, that always process with your brain, but decide with your heart. Because your brain will make decisions that will sometimes lead you astray, but your heart, as difficult as it is sometimes, it'll always put you in the right position. You may suffer at times, but trust me, if you really do the decision with your heart, you're going to be better off in life. And just smile, I say love goes a long way. Love is for all or not at all. Peace.
Awesome, man. Thank you
so much. My name is Chauncey O'Connor.
Chauncey O'Connor.
Yes.
Thank you, man. No, I'm glad I spoke to you, man. The eldest candidate? Elvis candidate.
Elvis candidate. The king. I think the people
I just saw Priscilla.
Today? Really?
I saw it the other day. We saw it
the real live Priscilla?
I saw the movie.
Oh, darn, I got to see that. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, no, I actually...
So you are Bill Lors,
yes.
And you're running as an Elvis candidate.
Well, I'm running for I'm going to give you 2 in case you want to keep one. You have to give one away. I was a state legislator for 10 years. I ran for governor in Wisconsin in 2002. I ran for U.S. Senate in 2000. I'm the victim of dirty campaigning. The big, powerful people that ran...
Well, what party were you?
I was a Republican. The bottom line is I don't like what's going on, and most of the American voters don't like what's going on. The majority of the people don't want to vote for any of the candidates that are running. They're waiting for someone like me. They're waiting for somebody who can give them a little flair, and that's the Elvis thing.
So what's your platform on healthcare?
Healthcare and nutritional programs for kids in school, all of those things, we need to turn it upside down. The way everything is going, and I used to work in Washington, D.C. I worked in the U.S. Congress. I've got a very good resume for, I don't know, do you want me to wait till he goes by, or is that interfering with it? Sure. Yeah. You got